Alright, what is going on, people of the internet, and welcome to the pilot episode of Ark Survival Evolved Mythbusters. Now, what we're doing here is we're going to be doing exactly that. We're going to be testing myths that you or I may have about Ark Survival Evolved, and we're going to be seeing whether or not we can prove them to be possible, or we are going to bust them in the process. Now, the first one is something that I personally have been wondering for a while, which is, can a dodo in an army of dodos take on a T-Rex? So we're going to be doing 250 dodos versus one T-Rex that is at level 1. So right now we're going to be spawning in a ton of dodos. We've frozen the game using the players only command, and we're going to receive a highly condensed silver dodo, which consists of 125 dodos. We each have 2 of these, and then we're going to unfreeze the game, and there's going to be a dodo explosion, which sends dodos flying all over our shelter here. You can see right here, kaboom, and the frame rate falls, because I don't think that Ark, being very well optimized, can handle you riding around on a T-Rex at high speeds. Imagine trying to render in 250 dodos, and that's basically what's happening right now. And I'm not even the computer that's rendering it in. It's my friend Zifnix over there, and he's the one who is running the server right now. So we're going to be using the server later on for the Tower Defense event, which is going to be starting up pretty soon. I'm really excited about that too, but for now, let's look at the Mythbusters. So right now what we're doing is we're going to have a ton of dodos in this pit, and we're just going to go around forcing it. And we couldn't think of a better way to do this for the life of us, so we decided to just stick with it. We eventually broadened the pit out just because there's a mountain of dodos here, and it's incredibly difficult to get the ones underneath, and the ones on top can't move out of the way for you to get them, so we're going to build it bigger. If you want to try that, make a bigger pen, because stacking them doesn't help as much as you think it would. So we got a ton of dodos here. You can probably hear them making whatever dodo noise, and I think I may have found the definition of hell in Ark. You might think that hell in Ark is being trapped out after your mount has been killed, trying to make it back to your base on foot while having broken armor. You might think that it is when you encounter a Giganotosaurus, when you're on your own and you don't have a tribe to back you up and you're too slow to run away from it. You might think that hell is running into a Dodo Rex in the middle of the night and being so unlucky, but this is truly hell. When you're surrounded by 250 dodos and you have no way of escaping other than to fly out the top. But imagine if you didn't have that. Imagine if you were stuck in there for the rest of your eternity in Ark. That would be the true definition of pain. So you can see we finally got them all done. This took us like half an hour. It took so much work. Oh, I don't even want to think about it anymore, because the dodos would just not stop pooping and laying eggs and making dodo noises. And it was awful. Look how many name tags there are, and they're just in there staring at you with this blank stare on their eyes. But it's okay, because no matter how much hate is built up for these dodos after the process of trying to tame all of them, there is one king among them. This is the highest level we have. It is a 162 King of the Dodos. So what we're doing here is we've spawned in completely random levels of dodos. So basically it's kind of a simulator. If you have 250 dodos, odds are you didn't spend a lot of time hand-picking the finest ones that you could find. You have just a bunch of random levels scattered around. So I know when I tried to tame dodos, I had about 10 on my personal game. That was more than enough for me. I was done with that. 10? Good. Perfect. Fine. Done. Don't need more dodos. No one's ever going to need more dodos. 10's overkill. Now I feel like I do need more dodos. After seeing 250, I need more. And you may remember from the dodo explosion, some stragglers got out of the box, but we quickly replaced them. There were 7 that we counted that got out, so we replaced them. We do have 250 now. It's a pretty big amount of numbers. And you see, as soon as we get rid of the name tags above these dodos by hitting delete and clearing the HUD, it actually speeds up performance quite a bit. So frame rate is now at a tolerable level, and we're going to go ahead and march these dodos out on their epic migration to go meet their foe. And we still have to spawn that in, but once we do, believe me, it gets pretty crazy. Now the dodos, let's talk about their battle strengths. Well, on their own, not many, but in a large group, they could probably surround their enemy and work their ways around getting a ton of damage out by all of them attacking at once. So I feel like if the dodos can surround the Rex, they can really crank out the damage, and they might put up a pretty good fight against nearly any foe. While the dodo on their own will only do like 5 damage, a dodo surrounding a Rex, when you have 5 of them at once, that's 25 right there. When you have 10 of them at once, that's 50. That's pretty good, and it stacks up pretty quickly, and if that Rex isn't careful, he can be put into a bad situation fast. So we're going to get the Rex spawned in here, and it's going to get pretty hectic, because you can see the dodos have gotten into position. They have some at the back over there. There's some wild ones, but not to worry, they won't be engaging in the fight efforts. As soon as the wild one gets hit, it's either going to die immediately because of low health, or it is going to run away, because that is the dodo's nature. It's not aggressive, it is not even a retaliation nature, it is simply a runaway nature, which it doesn't even work that well for it. So we got the dodos in position. Let's get a Rex in here.
Money down here and say, if these guys can't kill it, there is nothing in Ark that can kill it.
You're going to see here we pull up the command to summon in a level 1 Rex. If you want to do this test on your own time, oh, mercy on you, because having to force tame all those Dodos at a single amount of time is really painful. So we've gone ahead and frozen the game once more. We've got the Rex looming overhead, and he is ready to face his opponents. The Dodos are ready to face theirs, and it is a 1 on 250 fight to the death, and there will not be stopping until every single one on each side has died. So we're going to go ahead and get this Rex in here pretty shortly. The Dodos are waiting for their foe. The Rex is waiting to have a pretty easy meal. And honestly, if that Rex lets himself get surrounded, he could be in a pretty bad situation. He has to use his speed and his area of attack and his knockback to get those Dodos as far away from him as possible so he can pick out lone stragglers. But if he just wanders into the middle of the herd, it could spell danger for that poor Rex. So we're going to go ahead here, and I've got my friend Zifnix over there. He's got the command ready to unfreeze the game, so we will let this Rex fall on top of the Dodos. We have one level 1 wild male Rex. And we have 250 randomly leveled Dodos, anywhere on the difficulty offset of 1.0. So the default difficulty for Ark on all of the official servers and most of the private servers is what we are currently running with the Dodos. After the nerf, this Rex could do some serious damage. So we've dropped the Rex down, and he's going to work real fast on these Dodos. He has taken out a ton. More than my screen can contain worth of our Dodos have already perished. As you can see, it is relatively low-leveled ones. We have an 84 that died in there, but I think that's the highest level one. 102 has gone down now. And you can see there is quite a bit of casualties. I'm going to turn off the HUD here, but you can see if this rate keeps up, those Dodos are dead. But you can see as soon as I fly up here, the Dodos have surrounded the Rex, and he is not making any attempt to move out of the way. So he's going to be taking hit after hit after hit, and they have completely surrounded him, biting at his ankles. And he has taken a ton of damage. He's at critical health now. If he doesn't move, he's certainly dead. And of course, he doesn't move because Rexes aren't particularly smart. No creature in Ark is particularly smart. And the pack mentality pays off strongly for the Dodos. So there you go. If you are some sort of Dodo aficionado, that's 1 point for you, my friend, because the Dodos were able to take out the Rex. The pathetic loser Dodos of the world, the chickens of prehistoric times, have been able to take out the Tyrant Lizard King. They wouldn't stand a chance against a Giganotosaurus, but they have this for them. So thank you for watching. That has concluded our first episode of Ark Survival Evolved Mythbusters. If you have myths to test for the future, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I would like to get to all of them, and I think this is going to be really great. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of Ark Survival Evolved Mythbusters or Max Speed. Peace.